Local news. This is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Word received over the weekend that former Hazleton councilwoman Grace Kuzo lost her battle with cancer early yesterday morning. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more.
For more than 30 years, Grace Kuzo was described as a watchdog of Hazleton city government. But Kuzo, who lost her battle with cancer early Sunday morning at the age of 63, never thought the term carried the concern and commitment she truly had for city residents, which motivated her political activeness. Since 1986, attending council meetings was Kuzo's way of reminding city residents it's important for everyone, no matter their gender, profession, social status, or other responsibilities, to participate in city government.
Everybody was saying that she didn't like the term watchdog, but she was. She came to every meeting. I was on the Water Authority for 9 years. She was just about every meeting. On council, I was there for 4 terms, and she came to mostly every meeting. And she asked questions. She knew third-class city code like no one. She had that code book memorized, and the city lost someone who cared about the city more than most people.
Kuzo was appointed to council back in 2016. Her Democratic Party primary loss to Jack Mundy in 2015 was a close one, and she continued to work with Mundy throughout his own campaign against Republican Jeff Gassat.
She attended the meetings with John Quigley and kept him on his toes, and it's sad. She was a fighter for the city. She cared about our city. I talked to her about a week ago. She was in good spirits. She sounded really good. She was feisty, and when I talked to her, it sounded like she was doing well and not giving up. She really loved her grandkids, too. She cared about her grandkids. She will be sadly missed. I'll miss her, too.
Kuzo's most full-bodied attempt at city politics was back in 2011 when she won in the Democratic mayoral primary and lost by a slim margin to Republican Joe Iannuzzi in the general election.
You know, there's a sadness today. I've known her as a colleague on city council. I've known her as a member of different authorities. I've known her actually as from the very beginning as in some cases being on opposite sides of an argument as well. So it was oftentimes where she fought a good fight. I always liked you. I always respected you. But in the arguments that we had at times, you wouldn't necessarily feel that. But she was one of a kind.
Former City Councilman David Sosar said they used to joke about that quite often, and that he was impressed with Kuzo's understanding of the city's government structure.
She always brought an educated view with her. She knew her budgets, she knew her ordinances, she knew her administrative code. I would say probably as anyone in this entire area in this city, certainly. Now, we can always disagree as to, and that's what politics is always about, which avenue is one taking to get to a better place. But in Grace's viewpoint, that was what she was most concerned about in making Hazleton always a better place. And in that sense, I really have to respect her.
Councilman Tony Colombo was taken by surprise and saddened to hear the news about Kuzo. Colombo, on behalf of himself, council, the mayor, and the city, wanted to extend their sympathies to the Kuzo family through this difficult time.
Grace was Grace, and she loved the community, and it's hard to hear she passed. You know, she had in her heart that she loved Hazleton. She was a councilwoman, and she wanted to continue to serve the city. And she definitely knew the law better than most people. She really was very sharp. And like I said, Grace worked with me, and her and I didn't always agree. But at the end of the day, you're still friends, and she give you a smile and just tell you continue and go on. And she'll be missed. I know at the meetings, I know we'll miss seeing her and hearing her comments and her wisdom.
In this year's primary race, the Democrat ran and lost to Bob Yavek, attributing the loss to not feeling well and weak campaigning. Mayor Jeff Gassat thought of Kuzo as a good friend and loyal to the citizens of Hazleton, knowing that she'll be missed by many. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
And we have not learned the details of funeral arrangements yet, but as soon as we do, we will let you know. 3 infants have died at the Geisinger Medical Center in Danville due to a waterborne bacterial infection. According to officials, 8 infants in the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit have been treated for the infection. 4 are doing well, 1 continues to receive treatment. The death of the 3 infants may have been a result of the Pseudomonas infection, complicating their already vulnerable state due to extreme prematurity. The infants were 23 weeks and less. Officials at Geisinger say they are working closely with the Department of Health and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and they say it's still too early to tell where the infection is coming from. Police in one part of Schuylkill County are looking for a suspect in a weekend stabbing. The man in Tower City met police around 3 o'clock Sunday morning outside a bar on East Ground Avenue and told them he was stabbed in the shoulder. He was taken for treatment, no word on how serious the injury was, and again, police still looking for the suspect. A man from Philadelphia was killed and another wounded during a shooting that happened near Shippensburg University Sunday night. State police say the shooting happened shortly after 8, just a few blocks away from campus. 21-year-old Shakur Myers was found dead near a vehicle, while the other victim, 21-year-old Samir Stevenson, was flown to a hospital. Stevenson is reported to be in critical condition. Police are looking for 2 persons of interest, 20-year-old Clayton Wilson and 20-year-old Quentin Furlow. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to contact State Police at Carlisle at 717-249-2121. This morning, firefighters in Hazleton rescued a dog from a rather interesting spot. Monday morning, they freed the dog from a water jug return cage outside the giant grocery store. Firefighters got the call around 11 this morning from a woman that said there was a dog in the water jug return container. How the dog got there and how long she was inside is still unknown. Firefighters used bolt cutters to cut open the lock on the metal receptacle, and the gray and white female canine was freed within a minute of firefighters arriving. And the cute pup taken to the Hazleton Animal Shelter. There's word of a possible gas processing plant coming to the Cunningham area, which would bring some high-paying jobs. Plans to build a large natural gas processing plant are in place. It would need a plot of 1,000 acres to accommodate it. The topic was brought up last Thursday at an energy forum sponsored by the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce at Valley Country Club. State Representative Tara Toohill said there is a 230-acre plot in Hazleton. George Stark, Director of External Affairs for Cabot Gas and Oil, told a group of Hazleton area students that they are good-paying jobs in the natural gas industry. If a plant comes to the area, companies like Shell would pay for tuition. A person with an associate's degree could stand to earn over $70,000 a year. A public hearing on the proposed Broad Mountain Wind project in Carbon County has been postponed. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection has postponed the hearing, which was set for Monday, October 21st, because of ongoing construction at the Weatherly Area Elementary and Middle School, where the hearing was scheduled to be held. Testimony was to be heard at the hearing regarding Broad Mountain Power's application for a permit to build wind turbines in Nesquehoning and Packer Townships. A new hearing will be announced at a later date. Officials in Mahanoy City are weighing in on the idea of adopting a home rule charter. The borough sought help as a distressed community under the Act 47 plan back in 2015. It currently includes a 2% earned income tax. When the Act 47 status ends in 2021, the state borough code requires that it return to a 1% tax. If a home rule charter is adopted, it would allow the borrowing to possibly keep the tax at the borough to possibly keep the tax at its current rate of 2%. The extra 1% brings in about $468,000 in revenue. If the borough adopts the charter, the government structure can be close to what it is now, but include changes from the current one under the borough code and give more taxing options. Coming up on WYLN News, if you aren't already, you have until midnight to register to vote in the upcoming November 5th election. Plus, speaking of voting, you can get a look at the new Luzerne County voting system. We'll tell you where it is tonight. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Today's rain may continue heavy at times before it tapers off overnight. Then we will see some sunshine and then some showers over the next few days and some seasonable temperatures. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander's of Greater Hazleton. You know, individuals win trophies, teams win championships. We have an awesome sales team here, but let me introduce you to the other part.
It's not just getting a great deal before the sale. It's about taking care of you after the sale. We take care of your service needs,
and we'll get your parts.
So whether you pay cash or finance, good credit or bad,
we've got you covered, even if you fumbled.
So come by and see the award-winning team at Blaze Alexander of Greater Hazleton and find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Today is the last day to register if you want to vote in the upcoming November 5th general election. You can register online at register.votespa.com. You can also make changes to your existing registration online as well. And by the way, this is the first election that Pennsylvania voters can apply online for an absentee ballot. Deadline to request one is October 29th, and it must be back in by November 1st. A demonstration will be held tonight at the Luzerne County Courthouse on the new voting machine system. 3 prospective vendors will have the machines on display before tonight's County Council meeting. Election Systems and Software Dominion Voting Systems and Hart InterCivic are the 3 vendors vying for Council's approval on the new machines that will provide a voter verifiable paper trail. The state announced that counties throughout the Commonwealth must have secure voting equipment in place for the April 2020 primary election. Council is expected to vote on October 22nd. And speaking of council, they'll also vote tonight on a proposed $34.7 million borrowing package that would help pay for upgrades to the county's 911 communication system. Another store has shut down in the Wyoming Valley Mall in Wilkes-Barre Township. Arby's restaurant closed its doors in the mall's food court area yesterday. The restaurant has been doing business in the mall since 2014, and according to the franchisee, Matthew Lang, his franchise license and lease have both expired. More than 30% of the mall is now vacant, including its anchor stores, after Sears and the Bon-Ton closed last year. Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust, which no longer owns the mall, recently gave its back to one of its lenders to avoid a foreclosure. The only businesses that remain open in the food court now, Orange Julius and Dino's. Pennsylvania's State Fire Commissioner is offering some advice during this National Fire Prevention Week, with the theme for National Fire Prevention Week being "Not Every Hero Wears a Cape. Plan and practice your escape. Pennsylvania State Fire Commissioner Bruce Trago says it's important to know what to do when a smoke detector goes off. Once you have a plan, he says, practice it. And it's especially important to practice that plan at night. Coming up on Pardisville's News Choice, getting into the Halloween spirit and football in review. Stay with us.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup or have an active family lifestyle or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in for Jeep Adventure Days. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer is more than just a great place to grab 6-packs to go. You can also enjoy great draft beer, including their exclusive Three Ornina Milk Stouts. Take it to go in a crowler or mix and match bottles of your favorite craft beers. Or just cool down with one of their slushies. Check out the Georgetown Pub Fare menu, including their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5-ounce draft beers. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania Lottery games. Don't forget to check out their website and Facebook for tasting events. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow.
Life is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
Welcome to Community and you, everyone, here on Wyln. I'm Gary Perna. Today I'm joined by Jocelyn. Well, we're going to talk about the annual Hazleton Town and Trails Race Series that will be getting underway on October the 12th. So, Jocelyn, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So you are a volunteer with the organization kind of from the beginning, correct?
Yes. So I was a volunteer with Hazleton Power in 2014 when the race was first established, and I've seen it through to its 6th year so far.
So this is actually a really cool event. So first of all, let's get all the important facts out of the way. Let's talk about the day, the signing up for the race, and what time everything will be happening.
Sure. So obviously it's October 12th, as we said before. The day of registration is at 7 a.m. We do have races starting as early as 8:20 for our kids' fun run and 100-meter dash or 100-yard dash. And then the half marathon, 5K, and 10K start at 9.
And this is a really cool event. So explain a little bit about the Town and Trail, because, you know, you think of that, so are we running down Broad Street? Are we running out the rails of trails? How does it work?
Sure. So originally we had created this race as a way to showcase our downtown. So the first couple years, if you participated in those first few years, we did run through our downtown districts. Over the years, we've had to morph that just based off some feedback from runners. And we do part of it on the trail and part of it out on Broad Street and on Arthur Gardner. So it's a little bit of blacktop running and a little bit of trail running.
And this is a great event for people to go out, and especially in October, the leaves are starting to change, so it starts to look really nice and really pretty out there when you're running. And again, this is for the whole family.
Absolutely. So we do offer a free youth run for parents that sign up for the 5, 10, or half marathon. Their children, but they do get the free child's admission with that as well. So we encourage the whole family to come down and have a good time and run a good race.
And this is a great event, like I said, to get outside and to be a little active before we get into being, you know, those winter bugs where we're stuck inside all day. People can go online. The website information's been up on the screen to register. Will you be taking registering people the day of the event, or does it primarily have to be done online?
You can absolutely come the day of and sign up. Day of registration closes at 8:30 for the half, 5, and 10K.
Okay, so, if you're thinking about it, you should probably register online so they know. And if not, you can go online. And you're actually wearing last year's shirt.
I am.
So
Bumblebee yellow.
Will we be getting shirts this year? How does that work?
Yes. So if you pre-register, I believe the cutoff was last week, so I think we're past the pre-registration phase. But if you pre-register, you get a long sleeve tech tee. It's a violet in color this year. We change the colors every year. But have no fear, if you register after, you'll still get a cotton tee with our logo and everything on it as well.
So another way just to participate and get involved and get out there. So again, it will be coming up October 12th. Where will we be starting from?
All of the races all start at the trailhead, the Rails to Trails trailhead. So it kind of depends on what race you're doing and what direction you go and when to turn around are all at different rates. But at one point, the 5, 10, and half marathon runners are all running the same race at the same time, and there's just different turnaround points.
Okay. So again, this would be a great event for you to come out to, kick off over by Rails to Trails right off of 93. Make sure you get there, get signed up, take part of it, and get to experience some of the beauty we have right here in the greater Hazleton area on a nice day where we'll be able to get out and run and exercise. All this kicking off October 12th, all to benefit some of the great programs right here in the greater Hazleton area. Jocelyn, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time here on Community and You.
Seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton, everything to make your house a home.
The Cougars made the trip down to Berwick to face the Bulldogs for some Friday night high school football. WYLN's Ryan Osachi has the highlights.
Friday night, the Hazleton area Cougars traveled to Berwick to take on the Bulldogs in WYLN's and PCN's Game of the Week. Coming into this game, Berwick's record was 5-1, while Hazleton was just the opposite at 1-5. Berwick made their presence known immediately as Tegan Wilkes scored in the first play of the game 57 yards out.
And this is Tegan Wilk taking the direct snap. He's got a first down and more. He's down the sideline. And he is going to go all the way 57 yards for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria. Berwick touchdown.
After taking the quick 7-0 lead, the Bulldogs would score again 2 minutes later as Alejandro Lopez rushed 5 yards for the touchdown. A mishandled extra point would make the score 13-0. Less than 2 minutes later, Ryan Lawbaugh would recover a fumble to start a drive inside the 20-yard line. Lawbaugh would then finish the drive with a 1-yard touchdown, making the score 20-0 Berwick. Shortly into the second quarter, Tegan Wilk would score his second touchdown of the night on a 48-yard run.
Tegan Wilk down the sideline. He's going to go for his second rushing touchdown of the night. A 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria Bulldog touchdown.
With a minute left in the first half, Ryan Lawbaugh would also score his second touchdown of the night on a 12-yard run.
Now he's going to go up the middle. Lawbaugh to the end zone for a 2 Italian Guys Bulldog touchdown.
A missed 2-point conversion will make the score 33-0 going into halftime. Shortly into the second half, Lawbaugh would connect with Preston Robbins on an 8-yard touchdown reception to increase Berwick's lead 40-0. With under 6 minutes left in the game, Hazleton would get on the board after a 1-yard touchdown run from Kevin Molesky. The final score of the game was a 40-7 Berwick victory over Hazleton. Berwick's new head coach, Carmen DiFrancesco, was very pleased with how his team played.
We were concerned after last week's loss how our kids were going to respond, but I thought our kids did a heck of a job. We had a little bit of a lull there in the second quarter, but overall, our kids stayed focused, and we're really happy with their performance.
The standout player of the game went to Berwick's Tegan Wilk. Wilk finished the game rushing 117 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. His first touchdown was the first play of the game, going 57 yards, and his second touchdown went for 48 yards. Wilk also had an interception, adding to his career record at Berwick with 17. Berwick now improves to 6-1 and travels to play Crestwood next week, while Hazleton is now 1-6 and will play Scranton at home. Reporting for WILN Sports, I'm Ryan Osacci.
And that's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WILN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WILN TV.
Experience the beauty of the Valley Country Club and let them sponsor you for your next event. Toss the flowers and dance the night away with their course as your backdrop. Let Valley Country Club host your